salary in Bitcoin immediately. And if I had, wow, that would have been amazing. You know, I love the volatility of Bitcoin. It reminds me of freedom.
Just a quick note on that. I think that, you know, when people buy Bitcoin, a lot of them buy it because of passion and because of love of an ideal. So, you know, some people, they're not going to put their life savings in Bitcoin, but they'll give it $500 and they're like, who cares? Even if it doesn't work, it's still such a good idea. And that in itself is just exciting, and it makes me think that with all these people believing in this whole movement, I mean, that in itself has a lot of power that I think would help stabilize the price eventually and just keep boosting it up.
By the way, someone asked about poker earlier. Online gambling, Bitcoin's perfect. Perfect for it. Because it's not technically, and by the way, that's where it was really growing. Silk Road, so you're buying drugs with it, or having people murdered. And so I've heard. And then, of course, you had gambling sites. But the reason it was so successful with gambling sites is because it was not considered money. So it's the same as saying we're playing Monopoly with Monopoly money, as far as the feds were concerned. So people could actually do this. Well, imagine that, the idea that people have free exchange to be able to gamble with this fake thing that actually does have value to it. Are you going to ask about killing people? Because I was just
I'm pretty sure you have killed somebody, but I was actually just out in Colorado and bought marijuana in an apothecary. And one of the things, of course, is that they can't accept credit cards because no bank is willing to take a transaction because of federal regulations around it. I was wondering if you've heard of any of the apothecaries accepting Bitcoin yet, because it seems that's a natural thing. While I was there, the ATM that was in the store ran out of money.
Wow. There's vending machines that accept Bitcoin.
There are Albuquerque, they have them.
Here's current ongoing Bitcoin transactions right now, floating up those bubbles. See it? These are taking place right now all over the world. You can watch them as they take place. Completely open system. You know the public addresses, but you don't know the identity of the individuals. But these are going on as we're sitting here. This is the world changing. This is a new monetary system being built every split second all over the world, right now.
Okay, we'll go back to the room with the question. Oh, you had a question? Go ahead. So we'll go to Steady first.
My question is about the anonymity. Do you have to go onto the website and buy this stuff? I mean, for me, you have to give them a credit card or something.
No, you could.
I don't understand.
You can open up a blockchain wallet, and you can have Bitcoin that's sent to you anonymously, and you can receive that Bitcoin. So I can gift you Bitcoin.
Okay.
Right? And so you start with that, and your blockchain wallet is now completely anonymous.
I'm making one more if you're going to give me some.
I can, but only that lady, because she's so cute.
Truly, if anybody wants to contact me and Skype or Google Plus or whatever, I'm very happy to send you a fraction of Bitcoin. I mean, most Bitcoin owners are very happy to give some away, just so you can be an owner.
You're building the network.
Or you can just buy it from like a Bitcoin. For example, in New York, we have the Bitcoin exchange, which is totally unnecessary because you don't need that. Or there's like the Satoshi Square things. So if you just look for meetups with Bitcoin, you can hang out with some Bitcoin people, and you'll probably be better served by getting a review. I mean, for me, the learning curve was pretty long, and it took a little while to kind of get assimilated. But that would be another place where you can get Bitcoins in person and also just refresh what you're learning here.
Yes, sir.
What are your all's feelings on the dark wallet?
So that's invented by my friend Cody Wilson. He thinks of Bitcoin as a highly politicized, revolutionary, anarchist, technology, and wants to vary even the public address side of transactions.
That's Cody right now.
That's right, Cody. Yeah, Cody's funny. He's always contacting me. He likes to only talk through encrypted chat, and so he gets me on CryptoCat. Have you ever been on CryptoCat? You feel like you have to say secret things.
You should.
Yeah.
How many of you have ever used CryptoCat? Come on, people.
It's
I haven't.
But CryptoCat's fun. But really, I run out of secret things very quickly. It's like every secret thing I can think of. Sorry, we go back to like normal chat now. It's like the code of silence on Get Smart or something. Anyway, no, I like Dark Wallet. I mean, I love all these innovations. They're just great. And I really look for. I like the way the cryptocurrency market is increasingly sort of serving niche interests. So you got people who love the Doge meme, they like to buy Dogecoin, There's there's other people who are kind of a, I know friends of mine who are sort of socialists or humanitarians in their politics, and they like to buy pure coin because it works instead of proof of work, it's a proof of stake, kind of standard. But I love the idea that people expressing their political values through the coins, the cryptocurrencies they buy and use, rather than beating people over the head through democratic politics, actually. So.
That ties that.
And afterwards, you take this question.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, that ties back to the Bitcoin 2.0 thing that I think is really interesting. Is that ability to create coins out of everybody in this room, to create coins for the LP, to create. I heard today. This is something. Did you guys ever hear of Mountain Hours or Ithaca Hours? Okay, so I always liked that concept. But what would you do if you wanted to leave Ithaca or Breckenridge, right? Well, now they're making regional cryptocurrencies. I just heard of one, Evergreen Coin, so I'm going to try and put together some chats about
What's
that.
the Indian nation that has the coin now?
I know. Oh no, I know. I don't know the name of it. But
Dakota Indians or something like that. I forget now the name, but they have their own coin.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different opportunities to just, I don't know, reinvigorate things that you believe in, and to kind of put your money where you think resources should go.
Okay, we'll take your questions.
I was wondering if you could give us just a kind of a simple transaction on how how it works.
Well, I mean, Tatiana, if you have your cell phone, why don't I just send you Bitcoin now?
Because I never set it up on here.
Oh.
I just got a new phone, and it's Apple, and they hate me.
That's percent.
Oh wait, no, that's not true, because now I have Coinbase and I could totally do it. Because Coinbase is super easy. So Coinbase is like if you don't care about anonymity and you just want to be a good citizen, it's a really easy way to do it. You set your wallet up there.
Can I scan your QR? I'm going to scan for QR.
No.
Yeah,
Why
you
can't
okay?
you?
Because I don't have it. I have to sign in. I need some.
Okay, so while she's signing in, we'll let her sign in. And so while she's signing in, he'll send this to you. Here's the thing, Coinbase that she mentioned, just a quick note on that. So that's an exchange, and it is set up in a way where if you keep your money, your Bitcoin on Coinbase, could it be seized? Yes. Because you do link it to your bank account. So any coin that I have sitting there is linked to my bank account. So the IRS wants to know if I have money in Bitcoin. They think I only have the tiny bit that you're going to be receiving now. That's sitting in Coinbase right now. So that's how you do it. So you don't want to keep it in there because that's where it's like.
This nice woman's had her hand up for an age and a half.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right in my blind spot. Sorry.
I know. But I'm gonna say that it sounds like from a lot of the comments and questions that everyone has that fear or whatever that their Bitcoin is being stolen. But I don't see it really any too different than online banking with your local bank and credit card information getting stolen.
All the
so
time.
in a sense, like with the NSA, if the NSA has surveillance and they have intelligence, then the only way you're gonna fight that battle is to get the intelligence yourself. So my question would be, what universities and colleges maybe could offer courses on Bitcoin so that people will have the intelligence and go into this. Like, if somebody has a gun, you're going to want to have a gun. It's a level playing field. So you want the intelligence that you're worried about. You know what I mean? So where are these courses? Where can people go?
What's funny about this, right now, the academic journals, to my knowledge, in the realm of money and banking, in economics, and there's not been a single well-established journal that's written an article about Bitcoin yet. And that's because the academics are just mostly entirely deeply ignorant about it. So when the experts don't know as much as the cyberpunks, that's my kind of world.
The experts are 19. Go ahead.
Well, actually, the Bitcoin Foundation has created a board of education where I'm working with a few people there, where they're going to start doing outreach to colleges. So I guess I went to music school, so they taught us nothing useful. But apparently, in regular school, you get some sort of class where this is how you balance a checkbook, and some other real world skills. So they're going to try and incorporate Bitcoin into that. And also, if you Google MIT Bitcoin, they gave Bitcoin to a bunch of MIT students, because those are the tech guys, right? So, I mean, there'll be a good push in the world in terms of getting that adopted too. So there are efforts, and that problem has been identified, the educational lack, and we're working to fill that.
If I was a multi-millionaire like Jeffrey Tucker, and if I was outside of Bitcoin and I wanted to get into it, how do you think I would do that?
I know many well-heeled people who have seen the advantages of this, and they're moving large-scale amounts into Bitcoin, just straight out of their bank accounts into Bitcoin.
They are.
Yeah.
And the way they do it, though, is they're not buying through exchanges, right? In many cases, they buy directly from people. And the reason they do that is because they don't want to inflate their own price because they're buying.
Right.
So when people sit back and say, oh, Bitcoin's not doing anything right now, Bitcoin's doing a lot of things right now. And it hasn't reflected.
Especially, your comments are especially pertinent to the case of Latin America, because there's a lot of people who have a lot of money and are very worried about exchange controls and getting out of the country with money. And the more the government's cracking down on cash, the more they're incentivizing people into the Bitcoin world. You know, I would be remiss to not mention the fact that my own company, Liberty.me, we have like 3 or 4 guides that take you from beginning, intermediate, and advanced all the way through Bitcoin. And we love it if you would join. I've been authorized, well, hell, I authorize myself, I'm the CEO, to give you a discount code. If you put in the discount code Liberty, then you get 33% off, and that brings it down to like $5 a month, you know, for forever. So, and that's a full-blown community, and we've got a lot of Bitcoiners that talk through all these problems.
It's a beautiful platform, by the way, Liberty.me. I've used it.
Thank you.
Really, really nice.
All right, this one, then here, and here, and here.
When is the American dollar pegged to Bitcoin? And what do you think that the potential is for them to try to counteract their own inflationary effects by trying to peg to something like a Bitcoin?
I mean, the central bank loves inflation. They would never do that. Yeah, I mean, they adore it. It's funny, you know, what's funny about Bitcoin, I didn't really believe it was a real thing until I saw that it was a scarce commodity. I mean, built in within the protocol, you can see this happening right now. There are about 25 new Bitcoins released every 10 minutes, you know, and it's very strict. The last Bitcoin will be issued in 2140. There's no way to hack the system. It's completely scarce. There have been other cryptocurrencies before Bitcoin, but none had solved the problem of double spending. Unless you solve the problem of double spending and really attach property titles to the money, your currency will never obtain any value, because that would make it pretty much like the dollar, actually. And we don't want that kind of currency. We want a kind of currency that's limited in its stock. So when I discovered that aspect of Bitcoin, I became a convert. That's what changed my whole mind.
I just wanted to touch on your MIT thing where you said they gave all the students Bitcoin. I know MIT actually offers all its course materials online down to the syllabus for free, so I was wondering if they had like a course on Bitcoin that maybe they could make available to people who wanted to learn more.
Go on Reddit. Go on Reddit.
I think that probably the already existing Bitcoin core may come up with something a little bit more. I don't know. I just feel like they have a better knowledge of it, unless they got somebody really bright to write something
what's
for
the
them.
learning platform that everybody learns math from?
Oh, Udemy.
Well, there's Udemy, but
What is that one?
no, the normal one. What's it?
Moodle.
Khan Academy has like 5 classes on Bitcoin that are really good, actually.
Okay.
And by the way, while we were sitting here, there was a $180,000 Bitcoin transaction that just took place.
Oh, Ben, you shouldn't have.
You're welcome. You're welcome. She's pretty quick. All right, right out there.
Well, I wanted to give a suggestion. My son was telling us about Bitcoin when it was 11 cents, and we were like, what is this crazy thing? You're crazy, you know? And eventually we listened to him, and we bought a little bit. But if you have someone young and techy in your life, have them help you. All they got to be is liberty-minded and tech-minded, and they can figure it out for you and get you started with a little bit. That's what we did. And
It's just a different language, right? It's like learning from a language from someone else.
yeah, I mean, if you're techy and you want to know about it, there's enough online to figure it out.
I also see it as a very good way, like you mentioned liberty-minded, that's where I came from. One of the things that I like about Bitcoin is that it doesn't, I think that, you know, as a singer-songwriter, I'm always trying to reach as many people as I can. And if I say, I'm a libertarian or I'm an anarchist, they're like, oh my God, get away from me. But if you talk about Bitcoin and you're just like talking about money, everybody has money in common. Nobody likes to be robbed. So I think it really opens up an opportunity for, you know, you kind of like open it up with Bitcoin and you're like, oh, you know about the Federal Reserve and you know about this, and you start sneaking in some tips and tricks. And next thing you know, you have a society thinking completely differently about the world around them. So I think it's a great, bridge.
Ooh, $300,000 transaction just went through.
She sent it back.